have the right. If you go to China, it's on us to come together and work as young people. Nobody should not allow people to divide you because of religion, because of your tongue, because of your height, or because of your color, or because of the marks you wear in your faces. No, you should not.
With political violence of this caliber. But it's okay, as he told me, he said, did you call a press conference? I said, no, the men don't make a fuss about it. So me too, I'll just put out a press statement and go to the hospital and we continue. And I must say, I got the ticket, he didn't. So I want to talk to the interns. And my speech, or rather my presentation, is the reality of our legislative deficit. We cannot talk about responsive governance if we ignore who is missing from the table. Inclusive representation means that the laws we pass must reflect the lived experience of all Nigerians, especially women, youth, and persons with disabilities. Right now, we're operating with a massive deficit. Women make up nearly half of our population, yet they represent less than 4% of the 10th National Assembly. Out of 109 senators, I am one of only 4 women. Globally, the Interparliamentary Union ranks Nigeria 180th out of 185 countries for female representation and inclusion. We are at the very bottom in sub-Saharan Africa. Why does this matter to you as interns? Because bills dealing with healthcare, education, sexual violence, youth employment, and child welfare carry different weight when those directly affected have a vote. Closing this gender gap isn't tokenism, it's an economic lifeline. Research proves that achieving gender equality could expand Nigeria's economy by as much as $229 billion. Why does responsive governance actually mean? What does it actually mean? Governance is responsive only when it answers the immediate cries of the populace. For us in the FCT, it means protecting public spaces, improving basic education, responding directly to community needs. For a legislator, responsiveness means listening before lawmaking, constantly engaging constituencies through town halls so that bills are born from the people's needs, not political whims. Oversight with empathy, ensuring that the funds we appropriate in the budget actually clear the paths for youth empowerment and protect vulnerable women. Intentional constitutional reform, pushing heavily for legislative correction, such as the special seats bill, to guarantee dedicated legislative seats for women and ensure that our democracy is whole. Your mission to the 40 interns sponsored by the support of the European Union: you are not here to copy files or brew tea. You are here to learn how the machinery of the state operates so that you can dismantle its barriers. You have been deployed to various Senate and House committees. Use this time to ask hard questions. Is this bill inclusive? Does this budget line accommodate the Nigerian youths? How will this law impact a young woman trying to start a business in Abuja or a village in the Northeast? In conclusion, I tell you that true democracy cannot be run by proxy. We cannot build a responsive nation if the majority of its citizens remain spectators. As you start your orientation today, remember that you are carrying the hopes of millions of young Nigerians who deserve a more transparent, empathic, and inclusive government. Learn the rules, understand the system, and prepare yourselves to lead. Thank you, congratulations, and let's get to work. I have been thinking and thinking and thinking, how do we get more inclusive governance, legislation, whatever? I've come to the conclusion that there's only one place we really need to attack: parties. We need to, as long as women and youths are not on the ballot, they cannot be voted for. And they are not going to be on the ballot in this election. I have to tell you that most parties have the attitude that if a position is they're competing for a position, they ask the woman to leave it for the man. This is not good enough. I spoke to my party about gender inclusion. They actually offered for out of the 3 senatorial seats, one must be a woman from the state. The problem is the women are scared, they're not coming out. That's the truth. I have been looking for women who will actually come out and run. There are many who are capable. I have asked, please run for House of Rep, run for this, and they say no. So we also must be prepared to be included. And we cannot, it takes a certain amount of courage to run. I will not tell you that I'm not scared. There are times I feel like saying, guys, I've had enough, but I can't do that. And just like I cannot do that, you cannot do that also. Thank you.
To say this part of the country, you are good in doing agriculture. This part of the country, you are good in manufacturing finished goods. This part of the country, you are good in putting equipment to manufacture the goods. Everybody should have the right. If you go to China, you go to this province, they tell you, oh, this province is specialized in making machineries for video or for television. You go to the other province, they say this province is known for making corn and rice. You go to the other province, they say it's specialized in making top. So we both have created us in different languages, different attitudes, different hard work, different things we need to pursue. It depends on us to come together and work as young people. You do not allow people to divide you because of religion, because of your tongue, because of your height, or because of your color, or because of the marks you wear in your faces. No, you should not allow that to discourage you. Be together and work together for the oneness of this country. We will have a better Nigeria and a greater Nigeria. It's not spoken, but we must practice what we have said. Otherwise, we cannot reach our destination. Thank you very much. I'll be very willing to take questions that they advertise, and I support what you are saying. I believe even an NPC should go to private sector. I believe everything we have to go to private sector. That's the only way we should have efficiency. But if I come out in public tomorrow to say privatize everything, say what you call is first one to buy everything. That is the truth. But what you have just said, you are thinking aright, and you are thinking well, and you are making sense, because that is the only way to go. Because you go to London, you go to the US, you go to everywhere, people don't even know who their governors are, because the engine of the countries are the private sectors. So I believe that even I call on President Bola Tinubu to privatize all assets of an NPC and major other components. People will get angry, people will say, why do you call for this? It is right. Because you cannot have 2 refineries or 3 refineries, they are not working. You put 1.5 billion in it, they say it's not working. They put this in this. On Southeast Development Commission, I'm the chairman, but nothing has been done there. There's no money, there's nothing, they've not taken off. So I'm still waiting for them to take off. What I can do as a person and guidance, I'm not the one going to run the commission. Our job is to just do oversight. My colleague can also say that I'm right. Our job is not to interfere in day-to-day running of ACDC. Our job is to just oversight. They say, oh, we bought this thing for 10 naira. We say no. So if they don't start working, I cannot do oversight. It's only when they start working, you can now hear.
That true democracy cannot be run by proxy. We cannot build a responsive nation if the majority of its citizens remain spectators.